I look at it that you have to keep going until the day you die. There's nothing that should stop you. You have to do some self-reflecting at some time, at some point where, and I do that daily. Am I making an impact? Am I making a difference? What does that look like? I mean, how is it graphed? How is it statistically shown? But Save the Kids philosophy. We save one kid from incarceration. We know we're doing something. Okay, because transformative justice goes on beyond restorative issues. It has to do with the larger picture of why the system is corrupt, and it's not the individual that needs to be changed or corrected. It's the system. Okay, that the system was broken to begin with. It's not. It can't be fixed. Okay, it was set up in such a way that, and I'm speaking from what I know, what I've studied. It's set up in such a way that it's set up to incarcerate. These things are here for a purpose, and incarceration inmates, they're not looked at as human beings anymore. They're literally at a slave status. So it's a wall. It can be broken down, right? So when I look at like how do I want to affect that, is like going, like what are the numbers of people reoffending and going back in, right? What does that look like? How can we shut juvenile detention centers down? How can we change the educational system to stop teaching youth of color through a Eurocentric lens? Those bigger issues is where it starts, where they stop treating youth as prisoners in their own school. When we get rid of SROs and they're replaced with conflict resolution officers or counselors, the food they're eating. How can we have healthier food in schools and healthier air and clean water, basic needs, living wages, $15 an hour. Where's that at? So all these things are all interconnected. Transportation, more teachers of color, stop corporate interests in education, smaller classroom sizes, peer teaching, hip-hop pedagogy. I mean, changing the whole, revamping the entire textbook. You have textbooks saying that Aztecs are extinct people. That's not true. I know Aztecs. I know, and they originally called them the Mexicas. Okay, you have 2 pages on the Ming Dynasty. You have 3 pages on African Americans who were slaves. Where's the empowerment in this type of thought process? It's set up to dehumanize people of color. The educational system that's what is happening, where a person of Asian descent, you can't, an Asian can't name 2 Asian activists, 2 Asian historical figures that were fighting for social justice. Imagine those things. Imagine, okay, you go home to your family and say, hey, I learned about Benjamin Franklin and how he did this and that, and I learned about Greek philosophy and but they don't know the inside of how Greek philosophy was stolen from Egyptian philosophy and ideas, right, from Africa, and the great contributions Asians had on the world, or great contributions from people of indigenous tribes all over the world that made to humanity. That's going all over the map, but I haven't hit a roadblock where I want to stop, right? Like, there's nothing that I want to get up and do something every day of my life.